What up, guys? This is Eric the Unit Norris from SLC Punkcast Live and Wired. Thank you for tuning in this week. Unfortunately, you are not seeing my face because, well, I have a show coming up this weekend that I will be playing, and tonight my band requested a last-minute rehearsal, and yeah, it's a brand new lineup, and we need to get as much practice in as we possibly can, especially since we added a song to the set list. So, yeah, it's been a pretty busy week for me. So yeah, I'm not able to be in the studio in person doing the necessary recording. But thanks to modern technology, I am able to do it remotely. So this is what you guys are getting from me. Yeah, so I have a few shows to announce that are happening. Well, announce, so sort of, I'm sort of a sensationalist in that regard. It's like, I'm not booking any of these shows. I haven't put any of these shows on. I'm performing one, but that's besides the fact. The fact is, I've also got stories from shows that I have played. You know what that means. That's this episode of Tales from the Pit. And yeah, it was a show that I played at Aces High with my friends in Zombiecock and the guys in the band Zombeast. And yeah, Apathetics, we put on a good set and everything like that. But there was a lot of technical difficulties on this show. It was like, yeah, the undead. Yeah, we had zombies and their gear just died. Yeah, I was having problems. Zombiecock was having problems. We'll get to that in a minute. This Tales from the Pit, we'll just see, yeah, I guess you could just say it's, I don't know, Dead Amps or something like that. We'll come up with a funnier title. Anyway, yeah, this is this week's episode of Tales from the Pit. Let's get into it. It was a 3-band bill. My band, the Apathetics, we played first, and we actually got there pretty early because we were getting photographed. That's something that is an actual announcement I want to give you guys because we are being localized. For those of you that don't know, if we have any viewers from out of state watching this, there is a magazine, an underground magazine, a local underground magazine called Salt Lake Underground, Slug, that has been around for, 36 years now. It started in 1989 as just a zine that was hitting the streets, and then it transformed into a full-on publication that's still free, even though the magazine consists mostly of ads. But I digress. They have a feature in there. Every month they do 2 feature articles. Well, a whole piece called Localized, where they will showcase, they will have 2 feature articles. One is, for 2 bands. They will interview 2 local bands, and they will publish their article in print. I have done that for years. I have interviewed many local bands for localized pieces. I know how the whole shebang works. Is like you get a writer over there, he'll do the interview, he'll write up the article, you send out a photographer, and they'll take some pictures of you, and that will get published the same time as the article. So yeah, this about a week ago, we did the interview with a fella who had been to my house before for shows that we had put on here. Very significantly tall fella. He's kind of hard to forget. I just can't remember his name right now. It was a very, not odd name, but not a normal name, but it doesn't matter. What does matter is that he interviewed us, and then we were trying to latch down a date when this photographer can take pictures of us, and said, well, hey, we'll be at Aces High playing a show on Thursday, so why don't you just meet us there and get some pictures of us then? And yeah, he did. One holdout was Ben. Okay, he wasn't a holdout, he was just late because he is a drum teacher. He was teaching, he had a lesson that was going on until like 7:30, so he or even closer to 8, so he wasn't able to get there until like 8:30, which is a half hour before we were supposed to take stage. So that sucked. But he showed up, and yeah, he showed up, and we had the guy down there taking the photographer. He took our pictures in the back room at Aces, right next to the Lemmy mural, the Motorhead mural. And then they have and yeah, then we went up on stage. He got a few live pictures of us, which was awesome. And and yeah, that was probably the best thing about that show. Okay, I shouldn't start off so callous, but anyway, apathetics. We go on stage, and we're starting our song, and then my cousin comes in. This was also a pretty big deal. It was my cousin's birthday. My cousin Dominic, he's the reason why I play bass. And I even mentioned that during our set. I said, this is Dominic. It's his birthday. Let's give him a big birthday shout out. He is the reason I play bass. And yeah, when I was younger, I was learning how to play the piano. And then I remember that when I go hang out with him and his twin brother Garrett, they were always they too were also pianists, but Dom was playing bass, and his brother Garrett, my other cousin, was playing guitar, and they were just jamming out all these rock and roll songs that I had started listening to. I was listening to AC/DC, Pink Floyd, and Led Zeppelin, and I'm hearing them play all those songs. I'm hearing them play Stairway. I'm hearing them play, Highway to Hell or TNT or Money. It was so mesmerizing to me. And I tried to play guitar, but I sucked at it, so I just kind of gave that up. And then I looked over what Dom was doing with the bass, and I just thought, hey, you know what? I think that's my calling. Like, I remember seeing a picture of him playing the bass, and I just was so entranced by how he was holding it in his hand. His fingers placed so delicately on the fretboard, and his hand hovering over the pickups on the strings down in the body. It was like a tractor beam just pulling me in. And something struck me right there. I said, yeah, I need to learn how to play this thing. and and yeah, I'm not going to bore you with the whole story on how I actually learned how to play the bass, but that's what started it. So it was kind of awesome having Dom there, watching me get up on stage doing my bass thing. I just wish that he could hear me. And that's what brings me to the first mishap on at this show. The first technical difficulty. My amp just shit out on me. It's been having problems for a while. This connection issue. I'm not sure if there's something going on with the head or the cab or some fucking shit. I haven't been able to look at it yet because I was out of town all of last weekend, and like I said, I've been catching up with everything this week, hence my absence. But so yeah, I wasn't able to really do the amp. We thought it was a cable issue. It wasn't cables. We thought it was a pedal. It wasn't the pedal. And the guy from Zombies, the bassist, he came up and said, just plug into my rig back here. Yeah, and he just took the DI, the direct input XLR cable, and stuck it in the back of his amp, so I was able to play through that, but it still sounded like shit. I don't know what was going on. Yeah, I don't know. So I was basically playing semi-muted. I was still playing the songs, he just couldn't hear when the bass was it was acting on its own, you know? So I was a little bummed out about that. I was not a little. I was very bummed out about that. Yeah. But shout out to the guys in Zombies for lending us the gear. He was a very nice fella. I didn't get his name though. But but yeah, just shout out to that guy. One of a kind gent. Just it's total band etiquette. It's something that you do for your fellow bandmates who are in need. I know I was. Uh, moving on. Um, yeah, I had technical difficulties, but I still played the songs. I still did my thing on stage. I was still given like a bunch of giving a bunch of shout out, doing banter with the audience and all that. And I was still acting like a maniac. And then, so yeah, we played pretty well. It it was an okay show for us, okay performance, but the crowd was very reactionary, and we like that, especially on a Thursday night. Though I may have had my technical difficulties, it was met tenfold upon the guys in Zombie Cock. It, Now, Zombie Cock, I love those guys. I've been listening to them for a long time, and I've seen them a million times. And I hadn't seen them play in I don't know how many years. It's been a long time since I saw them perform. So naturally, I was excited. I was going to get to see Zombie Cock. Anyway, I get on the. So yeah, I get into the. I'm just not exactly in the crowd. I was just hanging back, listening to their sound check, and I was thinking, okay, you guys are sounding pretty good. I'm just waiting for the set to start. and I was just looking up at the stage, and they started playing one of their songs. And I'm seeing, yeah, and I'm hearing Willie. He's doing the bass. He's singing very well. And then Alex, he's doing his thing on guitar. And then I look over at Ryan, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? He doesn't have his guitar. Yeah, Ryan himself is a guitarist, but he wasn't playing. He was just holding the mic that was on the stand, and he was just doing a vocal check. I'm thinking, okay, they're still sound checking, but wait, why am I not hearing things? Then, yeah, because all of a sudden the sound just went, and you were hearing nothing but Willie and their drummer. And I just thought, oh shit, no. They only played basically 2 songs, and then they said, well, guys, looks like our amps died. Both of the guitar amps just shit out. They blew. So they weren't able to play a set at all. I was fucking so bummed. I'm like, no, come on, Zombie Cock. I wanted to see you guys so bad, and now but your gear had other plans, apparently. Son of a bitch. I hate this. I love you guys, but I hate the situation. Just, it sucked. It really sucked. I wish that they were able to play. Don't we all? But it's just the way it goes. The gear had other plans. So yeah, my bass amp may have shit out on me, but at least we were still able to finish our set. Poor Zombie Cock couldn't even get their set started. I feel bad for them. That really sucked. So yeah, a lot of love to Zombie Cock. Hopefully next time we get on a bill together, hopefully next time you play a show, your gear works better in your favor. Yeah, we hope. So anyway, Zombie Cock set was a bust. Enter Zombeast, the headliners. And yeah, they took the stage, and I was having a good time. I was just getting down with their horror punk stylings. I really enjoyed their sound. They were having a good time. The audience was still pretty active, pretty lively, very responsive. And I was just sitting there with my beer, having a good time, and yeah, Zombies they did a pretty fucking excellent show. They were the only band that was playing that didn't that were met with technical difficulties. Which happens, I guess, but yeah, what are you gonna do? So yeah, that was my show, and that was the show that I played with Zombie Cock and Zombeast. And then then that weekend, I was really, 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 really fucking pissed off that Madball played, and it had to be the weekend that I was in Idaho. Fuck my life. I was so not as pissed off as I thought I would be. I mean, I still was. I was still very bummed out, especially when I started seeing all my friends' stories on Instagram posting their videos of seeing Madball at Urban Lounge, and I'm just thinking, I should be there. I should be there. Not in the middle of nowhere, Idaho. I was in Lava Hot Springs. It was a good time. I had a great vacation. But damn was I pissed off that I couldn't see Madball. But I've already seen Madball twice. I saw them play at Kilby Court last year. Yeah, last December. And it was an awesome show. It was all ages. It was basically a floor show. If you've been to Kilby Court, the stage is just like a few inches above the main floor. so yeah, it's practically a floor show. And that was when they went off script. They just decided, fuck the set list. What songs do you guys want to hear? And it was just by popular demand, the songs that they played. Yeah, I don't think that happened at the show that the most recent set that they played here. I think they stuck to the script, so to speak. But, that whether or not, I was still bummed that I couldn't see Madball. And also, seeing my friends in Run Into the Sun and Absolved open up for them, that would have been so cool. It would have been so cool. I mean, I've seen those guys a million times, and I love them every time. I'll see them a million more times. It's like, that's just the cherry on top of the sundae that I didn't get to eat. But whatever, I would have been more pissed off if I was missing the show because I was sick, or something. I mean, it's not like I wasn't having a good time in Lava Hot Springs. I was having a great time. I was having a great time, and there were some bands up here that were playing. I mean, there were bands playing up here in like the only bar in that town, and there were bar bands. A lot of covers of. A lot of covers of country songs and more southern and country adjacent rock and roll songs. So that means they were playing some Leonard Skinner, they played some CCR, and they played some ZZ Top, as well as some Johnny Cash and some other country artists. A lot of them I wasn't really paying attention to. The one song that I did pick up on that they played, which I wasn't expecting, was their cover of CCR's Susie Q. That was nice and welcome. That was pretty cool. I saw them play a couple of nights. I didn't get the band name. I just, whatever. They're a bar band. One of those career bar bands. I like to joke that that's the retirement plan for rock and rollers these days. And that, once you get past a certain point and you're not really interested in making your own music anymore, now you just got to play bars and make ends meet. So you have to learn a bunch of country songs, not country songs, cover songs. I mean, if you're playing a lot of country bars, I mean, they'll pay you. They will pay you very well. And I hear that bar pays their musical acts very well. So yeah, good on them. At least they performed. At least they were great musicians. So I did see some musical acts up in the old Great White North. It's just too bad that I couldn't come back a day earlier so I could see Madball, but such is life. Such is life. Anyway, those are my tales from the pit. Now now we reach the second part of our show where I talk about the shows that'll be happening in the next, I like to say in the next 10 days. So from here, I mean, I'm recording this as of the day. Yeah, date of recording is the 11th, December 11th. And we have a few shows that are coming up. The first of which is the show that I will be playing, the Prickfest Christmas Massacre numero dos. That is that's exactly what I said it is. It is the Prickfest, brought to you by Prickaganda, the Prickaganda podcast, hosted by Chris Prick. His actual name is Chris Schmid. Awesome guy. Just sort of become like a mogul for the SLC underground. Does a lot of promoting, puts on a lot of shows, makes a lot of great food too. And this show, he will actually be bringing in some gumbo. He's actually going to be making some gumbo. Yeah, it's on the flyer right there. You can see it. Yeah, so anyway, So anyway, all the bands that we'll be playing, well, one band had to drop because their drummer got arrested. Yeah, it sucks. Al Ghul had to drop because of that. I won't go into the details as to why, because even then, it's kind of speculation at that point. But bottom line is, Al Ghul is not playing. I was super bummed because I really, really, really like Al Ghul. I played them on the show just a couple weeks ago, and I was stoked to be on a bill with them. But now it looks like that's not happening. So, guys, get a better drummer. What else can I tell you? So yeah, but just to reiterate, such is life. So yeah, my band Anonymous, this is going to be our first real show. I mean, not to discount our sort of comeback show back in August, which was mine, Josh's, and Bryce's birthday, and that was the first Anonymous set that we played. It was just the four of us, and we only had 4 songs. It was a good trial run. Let's say it's a trial run. But this time we have we're a full band, 5 of us, and we have at least 5 songs down. We have a good, counting like all the tuning and in between banter, a good 30-minute set. So we have we'll be able to fill up our time slot very nicely. So we're stoked to be playing that. But even more stoked that we'll be sharing the stage with Restroyer, Wicked Temple, Acid Hologram, Cargo Cult, the Goonbats, Trigon, Pirates of the Promised Land, Willow, and Satan himself. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've played with Cargo Cult before. I played with Pirates of the Promised Land. I've played with Satan himself before. But never with Anonymous. So yeah, I am stoked to be sharing a bill with all these guys. A lot of them are my friends. A lot of them are bands that I haven't played with in general. And I'm just stoked for this weekend. Also performing, Chris himself will be doing a DJ set. Will act as the intermission. And last time he did a DJ set, he had strippers. Yep, strippers. He works at a strip club. He DJs at a strip club. And he actually hired some of the dancers over there to come and do some dancing in the middle of this festival he's got going on. He did that earlier this summer during the Prick Fest that Apathetics played, and he's doing it again for the Christmas one. So, yeah, we're going to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm excited. I'm excited for that the most. Okay, not really. I'm excited to perform. But the strippers, man. And also the gumbo. I can't wait to try his gumbo. It's going to be a fun night for sure. Anyway, come out to that one. It's going to be at Aces High. It's $20 to enter. Not bad. And it's all going to be starting at 3 p.m. But get there early. I don't know when exactly he'll be serving the gumbo, but it's going to be there. It's going to be free. It's going to be tight. So yeah, that is the 13th. Jumping ahead to the 19th, we got a lot. Not a lot. We got a couple of shows happening on the 19th. Wait till we get to the 20th, though. Anyway, on the 19th, Treason, The Never Don'ts, The Avenues, and Sleep Cult are playing up north at Black Lung Society. The one up in Ogden. That's gonna be a $10 show. Well, $10 if you're paying with cash, $12 if you're going through Venmo, and that's gonna be starting up at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, my friends in Frick and Hulking Boy Giant will be playing at the Piper Down Pub. Yeah, down here in Salt Lake City, doing a nice little bar show. And Frick has enough material to accompany a bar set. So it's going to be pretty awesome for them. That's a $5 show, and it's going to be starting at 8 p.m. And now we get to the 20th, and oh boy, oh my God, guys, there are so many shows happening on the weekend before Christmas. The first of which is the Second Coming. That's actually, the Second Coming, which is actually up at the Chop Shop in Idaho. Yeah, why am I bringing up an Idaho show, guys? Well, it's because the Never Don'ts are playing up there on the 20th. Yep, Never Don'ts are doing a little weekend warrior tour, going up to Ogden, playing a show there, and then up to Pocatello to play a show there with Pork, Lee Harvey and the Sharpshooters, Zap Pack. Yes, that's what that splatter logo says. Looks like he just dropped a Yeah, it looks like he just dropped a paintball or something. Yeah, that logo is horrific. Anyway, but yeah, that's Zap Pack. And also something I forgot to say. Like I said, that's up at the Chop Shop in Pocatello. It's a $10 show. Starts at 6 p.m. Good on you guys. Meanwhile, down here, we have Weed Hemoth, High Charity, Warm Veins, and Plumeria playing at Black Lung Society. That is $12, starting at 7 p.m. So yeah, that's stuff that's happening up north of Salt Lake. But what is happening down here? Well, we got a couple of benefit shows happening. The first of which is the 8th annual Anti-Christmas Suicide Prevention Benefit Show, brought to you annually by Parker McIntyre of Captain Daniels and the Sunnybrook Sailors, who will be performing. And I wanted to play that one. I really did, but we just couldn't make it work. That's how it happens. He hit me up asking if Anonymous could play, but it just wasn't in the cards for us, unfortunately. That's just what happens. Yeah, but the lineup is still pretty fucking awesome. Captain Daniels, of course, will be performing. They perform every year. It's Parker's band, but also will be All Systems Fail, Power Beer, Ribbons, and Paramecium, and the Delphic Quorum. That's going to be at Ace's High Saloon. It's a $15 show, all going to be donated to the Anti-Suicide Prevention Foundation, and it starts at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, on the 20th, Friendsmas Eve. Yeah, Friendsmas Eve. That is another annual benefit show that's put on by the guys in Racist Kramer. Racist Kramer is going to be playing this punk rock Christmas with Atypical Heroes and MPNK. Those are some good friends of ours. Anyway, that'll be over at the Urban Lounge, and like I said, it's a benefit show for the Utah Domestic Violence Coalition. So anything that you bring, it's all donation-based. Anything you bring is going to be going directly to that coalition. So just bring what you can. And that'll be starting at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, also going on is another benefit show. It is brought to you by Wild West Booking. It is the Wild West Toy Drive. And that's gonna be that's another benefit show in which they're just it's exactly what it is. It's a toy drive, and yeah, it's a hardcore show that'll be featuring Forever War, Taste of Blood, Knife Point, Skin Show, and Run It Back. That's gonna be at One Love Coffee. You can get in for free with 2 or 3 unopened toys. I don't know how much the cover charge is otherwise, but it's that's basically what's going to be. That's basically what it is. It starts at 7 p.m. So yeah, there's your litany of benefit shows to go to on the 20th. Pretty busy day. Moving on, the 21st on the winter solstice is going to be my pet spider, Caloplasia, and this will be their first show. Portraits of the Sisters, Echoes of Amara, Words of Contempt, and Bloody September. Yeah, fucking phew. Deep breaths. That is going to be at the One Love Coffee Shop down in West Jordan. And it's going to be a $10 show, and it starts at 6 p.m. So, guys, pretty loaded couple of weeks with a lot of, bigger shows happening. Like I said, bigger, those pretty stacked lineups that we have here. So yeah, it's going to be a great time nonetheless. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to the shows that are coming up around the holiday season, especially on the 20th. Oh boy, what shows am I going to hit this time? I may have to go up to I may have to go up on the 19th to Black Lung, see Never Don'ts play, and I really want to see the Avenues again. I haven't seen them in a long time. Hopefully their gear doesn't shit out on them. hopefully, hopefully that seems to be a bit of an omen. But anyway, guys, that's all that I have to announce on this episode of Live and Wired. Yeah, I'm going to turn it over to Dustin now. Once again, I am your host, Eric the Unit Norris. I hope that you have a good week. I hope that you're able to make it out to some shows and that you have a safe time and that you return unscathed. But if you don't, hopefully you have a cool story to go along with it and you'll have your own Tales from the Pit. Anyway, I'm the Unit. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next week. I'll see you in the fucking pit.
Thank you, Eric. And now we will go around the world, not in any particular order because I don't take the time to organize them, but nonetheless, we will get into it. There's a holiday dance party in Montclair, New Jersey this weekend. Today, the 12th, Saturday, the 13th, 2 nights. You get to see Polyabuse, The Mesos, Rip, Fuerza Bruta, Una Banda Más, and Asquiados. I'm sure there's more. Looks like, there's some hip-hop going on as well. It's BYOB, Tacos Food Truck, all kinds of great stuff going on at Meat Locker. So make sure you get out there. Looks like Boss Hooligan Sound System doing the DJ stuff. It is $15 in advance, $20 at the door, $30 for a 2-day pass. Definitely worth doing. I mean, that time of year. Come on, New Jersey. If you're anywhere in the area, do it. Next, Agnostic Front with Raw Brigade and Violent Way. Man, I wish I got to see Violent Way and Agnostic Front when they were supposed to be here earlier this year. With Murphy's Law, it was back in March, got snowed out, couldn't make it. And the Murphy's Law and Agnostic Front came back, but not with Violent Way, unfortunately. Anyway, Raw Brigade's got a new album out, so make sure you go check them out for this. They're in Miami today, the 13th, Tampa on the 14th, Jacksonville 15th, Greenville, South Carolina on the 16th, Wilmington, North Carolina on the 17th. They'll be in Raleigh on the 18th, Lynchburg, Virginia on the 19th. Working their way back, it looks like they got 2 shows to wrap it up in Pennsylvania. Altoona on the 20th, Allentown on the 21st. Then our pals in Harrington Saints have a 20-year anniversary / reunion show for Big D's B-Day. That is December 20th, $17. It's at the Ivy Room in Albany, California. They'll also be playing with Ultrasect, Rally Cry, and The Fit, so make sure you get out to that one. I hope I'm able to make it. I don't know if I can, but man, I really want to. If you're in the area, you should definitely go. A little bit further out, but we're going to throw it on anyway. Saturday, December 27th, 7 p.m., $5 show. It's Punk Between the Holidays, and you get to see The Cheats, 65 Rats, Naveen, and the Jerks. There we go. Harder to read there. Naveen and the Jerks. Then Drastic Action. A bunch of Pennsylvania bands, 2 of them in Pittsburgh. So I have to imagine it is in Pittsburgh. I can't quite tell, but it looks like Fermata Brewing Company is where it will be at. So go there. Then on December 20th, they're doing a Crisis Isolation Holiday Food Drive. This is in Troy, New York, at the Hangar on Hudson. 6 p.m., $20 with food donation, $25 without. Obviously, they'll be donating, I'm sure, that $5 to the without, but bring food anyway. You get to see School Drugs, Take Steps, Grand Street, No Division, Skinectivoids, and Cheap Heat. A lot of great stuff. Go support the bands and go support the food drive. Then we will be in, I think is this Las Vegas? Yep, Las Vegas. At the Dive Bar, Maryland Parkway. It's $5 on the 13th. That is Saturday, and it is the Fuck Cancer event. Look at all of the bands. The Pawns will be there. Handyville Stranglers, Suburban Resistance, Lean 13. We Might. I don't know what the fuck that is. DJE. People make some fonts hard to read. Anyway, Mugatoo. And then the Left, Right, Lefts. Got some sponsored buys with Death and Glory Tattoo. Stiff something there. And there'll be Burlesque. I mean, why else wouldn't you go? It's unfortunately a 21 and older show for you youngsters, but starts at 7. It'll be a fun night. Go out and support. It's only $5. go bring some more, help donate, do the raffle, and all the other things. Then on the 14th, day after that, the Ponds will be back in California in Pomona at Characters, playing with X-Rated, Ham Apple, and Rare Sense. It's 21 and older show to 7 p.m. is probably when the doors open, so go check it out. Here in Salt Lake, I think Eric also mentioned this one, Friendsmas Eve, Racist Kramer, Atypical Heroes, MPNK. It's on the 20th at Urban Lounge. Racist Kramer puts this together each year. It's raising money for the Utah Domestic Violence Coalition. They raise like 20 grand, 15 to 20 grand each year with all the prizes and all kinds of stuff that they do. So if you're here in Salt Lake, definitely go check that out. On the 13th, this weekend, this is at Alex's Bar in Long Beach, California. They're doing a matinee show, noon to 5 p.m. You get to see the Jackknives, Empired, Rudy Nuno, Unsound Sunday, and Spark of Life. So bunch of great bands. Go check it out. Love it. It's a Saturday, so you can go see another show if you wanted to, or just go home and enjoy an early evening, whatever. But they're doing a free giveaway entry, looks like, and it is a give back charity show. So go support that if you're in the Long Beach area this weekend. Cox Bar, Gimp Fist, and our pals in Tear Up are going to be playing this weekend as well. This show, though, in the UK, so you'll either be doing the Long Beach show or the UK show. You definitely can't do both. But go check that out. It's in York at York Barbican. 3 fantastic bands there, and you can get more details at gigbox.co.uk or yorkbarbican.co.uk. So check it out. Go see Cox Bar. I'm actually wearing a Cox Bar t-shirt right now, not that you could tell. Also this weekend, again on the 13th, again, you won't be at Long Beach or the UK show, or I should say this one. It'll have to be one or the other. But in Lehigh Valley, I think that's in Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe that's New York. Is that New York or Pennsylvania? Shit, I forget. Anyway, you get to see Anti-Heroes. The doors are at 6:30. Bands are at 7. Bands will also include Broiled Humanoid, Sin Bin, and U.S. Violence. First show for U.S. Violence. I really dig their tunes. It's an all-ages show, but it's a BYOB for 21 and older. Got the address there. It's $25 at the door. So go see Anti-Heroes. First show for U.S. Violence. That'll be a good one. And then finally, I'm going to leave you with this. From our pals at Proletaire, they sent over the Sonic Solstice, December 19th and 20th. That's next weekend. That'll be live at the Barland Theater, featuring Wicked Issue and several other bands, including Room 13, Poise, Psychic Death, It's a Setup, X-Reality, POTUS, Garland Theater. I think, what did I just say? That was not what I said. I think I said Barland. It is Garland. I was reading the wrong font there. It's easier to read on this other font. But they've got a lot. There's a couple different flyers. I'm obviously providing one of those here for you. But Friday the 19th, doors are at 6, music at 6:30, and I gave you the lineup for that day. And then there's the whole lineup as well. It's $15 per session or $25 for the weekend. So go enjoy some holiday festivities. Thank you for tuning in here to Live and Wired, Tales from the Pit. Eric's going to be playing a show this week, so he'll definitely have more for you than next week. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.